Welcome to Business Matters, the show about people behind businesses that help make Tacoma a great place to live and work. I'm your host, Mike Wark, and today on Business Spotlight, the focus is on yogurt and sandwiches with a twist. Then it's a trip to the most northern business district in Tacoma on District Focus. Andrew Fry has some great advice on helping your small business grow on this episode of Tacoma Means Business. And today, my guest is Nadine Hamil, owner and creator of Artful Dreamers Studio. Welcome, Nadine.
Thank you.
So we've had a lot of unique businesses that help make Tacoma a really interesting place to live and work and play. But this one is really unique. Tell me about your studio.
So Artful Dreamers Studio is a great place to play.
Okay.
So I'll start off, we do canvas painting. Mm-hmm. It's also a very sweet way to get your feelings into your painting. What kind of energy do you want to bring into your home? So I have people write kindness, love, what they'd like to bring into their home on their canvas, and then they paint over that with different colors and they just play. And then they do some mark making, they do some stenciling.
Mark making?
Yeah, you just can pick up any kind of objects. I have bottle tops and you just make on your canvas. You could use your fingers. It's all about playing and relaxing and having fun.
And when you get done, you have something that more often than not looks really cool.
Well, you do, but then there's another step.
Oh.
So then you outline, I do Buddha painting, so then you outline your Buddha, and then you begin to finish your painting. You blend and have fun with it. In the middle of painting, there's always some inner critic that comes out. So I encourage people to take a breath, come and have some chocolate, and then go back to their canvas and continue painting.
So that tells me this is a studio for people who aren't necessarily seeing themselves as artists.
Correct.
You make them comfortable with it, and it's about having fun and all kinds of things. But before we get into that, you also do something called intuitive painting?
Yes, intuitive painting is painting from the inside out.
Okay.
It is painting on large easels, 9-foot easels with paper, and you use tempera paint. So you kind of go in with starting like you're a 3-year-old, and 3-year-olds just play. So you can splatter paint, so that's throwing paint on your paper, which releases lots of feelings. I like people to get out of their heads and come into their bodies and begin to listen to their intuition. So they start with picking paper, whatever size they want, which direction it goes on the canvas, picking where they like in the studio that feels well to them. There's lots of brushes that they get to choose from. And they just kind of start playing. You get into a dream state. One of the reasons why I named the studio Artful Dreamers Studio,
I was wondering,
is that it becomes a meditative state that you're in. So it's kind of like dreaming. And sometimes we understand our dreams and sometimes we don't. And sometimes you understand your paintings and sometimes you don't.
well, that's interesting.
So it's done in silence. And I ask that people don't comment on other people's painting because we're trying to let go of judgment. So it's an interesting process that brings your inner self out. It helps you to sparkle and shine. And the bigger you are with your painting, the bigger and more comfortable you get to be on the outside in the world.
Now, the dream state that you referenced to, I would imagine has a lot to do with just being focused and concentrating on this kind of activity, and then the inner part of the creativity flows through that? Correct. Okay.
You get into your body and just let whatever needs to come out, come out.
Now, as I've thought about your business, you offer a whole series of classes, and so people can go onto your website or in other places and find out about them and sign up for them, and that's sort of the business model. But really what your business is about is something much deeper. It's about the experience that people have. How do you describe that?
It's your journey. It's your journey getting into your own feelings and expressing them. Expressing them on paper or just really noticing. Sometimes people don't notice what they're feeling. And there's a lot of people that come to do art at the studio that don't think they're artists. And they allow that part of themselves to come out. It's sort of like walking through fear. If you're fearful of doing something and you're uncomfortable, do it. And that's what art is for some people.
Who does this kind of activity appeal to? Who are your customers?
My customers are usually women. I really focus on women.
Okay.
And they could be 18 to 80.
And you do kids activities as well?
I work for Penn Met Parks in Gig Harbor, and I do camps. So with little girls 6 to 10 years old. And I begin each class with a circle, whether it's with adults or with children, where they get to answer a question about themselves, introduce themselves, kind of why are they there, what's your favorite color, what's your favorite ice cream? And then we all go and paint or do our activity, and then we all meet back in circle. The children, I ask them what their favorite thing of the day was, because we do a lot of different things. And then the women, I ask them what their journey was. How did this work for them? How was the art for them? And how do they feel when they're leaving? Because I want people to feel happy and filled with fun and creative energy when they leave the studio.
How does that work as far as customers come in? When you have a new customer, why do they come, and what draws them in? So how do you reach them to let them know that this would be a great experience for them?
I do a lot of Facebook. Meetup helps a lot. People join Meetup and then they see Artful Dreamers Studio on that and they sign up on Meetup.
And Meetup is a website where you go to explore different kinds of activities you might want to do?
Correct. And you're looking for community, and that's something that I really feel is important for people. We need community, more community than we've ever had before. I think people are looking for that. So in the studio, women get together, and sometimes I do, every month at the end of the month, I have a women's circle. So that's about community and talking and giggling and sharing your experiences as you do art. Kind of like sewing bees used to be years ago. People come together to enjoy each other.
So this is a way people who are looking for that opportunity to engage with other people, or just to really relax and have fun, and might not have other outlets, know they'll come in. It's a safe place.
Right.
Wonderful things happen, and my guess is that most everybody leaves saying, "Wow, that was great."
I hope so.
Yeah.
I do create a safe, sacred place for people to come and create. During intuitive painting, I always say whatever happens here stays here. So I ask the people that don't share other people's experiences, let them share them themselves, if that's what they choose to do.
And this is an established business model. You've been doing it in Tacoma for 3 years.
Yes.
And elsewhere before that. So I'm always curious, how did you launch into this business?
I always had a creative side, and I started doing workshops at my home in Florida with a friend. And then I was given a website on intuitive painting. I'd never done it before. I wasn't a painter, but I knew it was what I needed to do. So I signed up to do a year on and off study in California, and I lived in Florida. And I knew it's what I wanted to do because it brought so much joy to my life and let me shed a lot of things that I needed to let go of through my painting.
So this is what you provide there. You also have expertise in teaching in sort of discipline of the arts that does much more, it sounds like. You studied this for a while.
Yes, I did. I did. So the intuitive painting studies helped me with the canvas painting too, which I did another training with someone else to do the canvas painting. And just, it's really all about having fun. That's what I want people to do. Have fun and create.
So you had all these people in your home who were doing this, and suddenly did you just realize, I don't have space for this anymore? I think I can lease a space and jump into a business?
Well, when I started doing the intuitive painting, I opened a business. I found a space, it was big. People could get messy there, have fun there, and I could offer it to more people.
Were you nervous when you made that transition?
Oh yes, I was very nervous.
Yeah.
But it felt like the right thing for me to do. Followed my intuition.
You followed your intuition, you went out and found a space and signed a lease and did all those things.
I did. The thing that helped me in Florida was I had other rooms in my space so that I could rent out, which helped me with the rent.
Oh, interesting.
When I began.
That's a really good tip. And also, I'm interested, the Meetup app sounds like it's been a really good marketing tool for you.
Yes, yes it has. They send information out to people, so I don't have to do that. And then people choose to be part of the Artful Dreamers Studio, and then they send reminders up for my classes, which is wonderful.
What other marketing tools do you take advantage of?
I use Facebook a lot. I do MailChimp, and I have a website. And word of mouth has really been my very best advertising.
Great, great, great. So what's next? What do you see in the future?
Oh, I don't know what's next. I'm doing more of my own art, so that's really fun to do.
And that helps inspire your students.
It does, and I believe that doing art every day helps people stay well. I believe art heals, and the more creativity you have in your life, the happier you are. Doing some art journaling every day is a wonderful thing.
Well, this is great advice. And great to learn about a business that actually does what you do. Everybody needs more of this kind of thing. And I hope people out there see this and say, I need to go there and be happier.
I hope so too. Yep. Art heals, creativity helps, and colors are wonderful.
And that's a great note on which to end this interview. Thank you so much for being our guest today.
Well, thank you very much.
Coming up next, a trip to the Ruston-Point Defiance Business neighborhood on District Focus. Connecting people to business is what Tacoma is all about. From quaint cafes to new businesses bustling with activity, we'll visit the gateway to parks and entertainment at the Ruston-Point Defiance Business District.
Well, hi, I'm Joe Atkinson. I am the president of the Ruston-Point Defiance Business District. We are in an urban area, but we also have a small town feel. A lot of the owners of our businesses live locally. We live just right up the street. Our businesses are on a first name basis with a lot of our customers.
The Ruston-Point Defiance Business District has a variety of different businesses. We've got a lot of sustainable restaurants to construction, spa services, dentists, so you don't really need to leave the district to get all of your day-to-day to-do items done.
And what we do is not only try to involve businesses, but also try to involve community members in our organization and make decisions based on the interests of the community as a whole.
Why the business district is important is that the opportunity to work collectively together on projects that are bigger than individual businesses, such as this bench project. So these benches are functional, but they're also an art piece, and they get people talking.
We are the hub of both Point Defiance and Point Ruston. We want to keep our small town character, so we work a lot with those organizations.
Well, one thing that's really unique about our business district is the fact that if you stand in the middle of Pearl Street, on one foot you've got Tacoma, and on the other foot you've got Ruston. So we're one of the only business districts that crosses jurisdictional lines.
Well, our organization is a mix of home-based businesses, storefronts, and also community members. So we have a lot of members of our business district that have input on our decisions, including our farmers market that we just started last year. It brings our community together in ways that increase volunteerism and are just going to be great for our community as a whole.
So it's about 25 different vendors. They're all locally produced farm products and handcrafted items.
Now what I see for our future is I want to have more community involvement with what we're doing, and I want to have us be more involved with what the community is doing. So what I want to do is I want to increase community, increase walkability, and work with as many people as I can to achieve those goals.
For more information on experiencing Tacoma business, log on to experiencetacoma.com. When we return, Andrew Fry will offer ways to build your own business logo. Pretty much every business should have a logo and company branding. On this segment of Tacoma Means Business, Andrew Fry says logo design takes on many shapes and styles critical to your business identity.
In my class, Entrepreneurship and Technology, that I teach over at the University of Washington, Tacoma, the students are required to put together a business plan, and that business plan itself needs to be able to leverage technology as a differentiator. A lot of these students are actually in the computer science, computer engineering, or information technology programs, so it's not actually part of the business school, which is why I tell them to create a logo for their company. The thing about creating a logo actually gives a little bit more substance to the fact that you're building a company. It represents the company in a single moment, in a single site. So what kind of logos do you have? Well, the one type of logo that's very common is the font-based logo. There's a company, Gervin Design, that actually did the Chips Ahoy brand. And if you remember the cookies Chips Ahoy, you'd remember that logo, and it was font-based. What they'll tend to do is they're experts in that idea of font in the logo. So some ideas of logos that are font-based are, IBM is a great example of one. United Artists is another logo that's based on the company name or acronym and then the font as part of it. And the second type of logo that you might use is one that actually is an illustration that in a very small moment talks about what you do as a company. For instance, if you are student painters, you're going to have the paintbrush and the paint swatch going up, and maybe an educator's cap or graduate cap, something to that effect. But whatever the logo is for that then it really is an illustration of what your company does. If you do fencing, there's a fence. If you're a dog walker, there'll be dogs on a leash. So those are another way that you can do a logo, and it tells a little bit about what your company's doing. The third type of logo is the abstract logo. The abstract logo is one that you wouldn't necessarily recognize as the company and what they do, but you recognize it when you see it. One of them, the obvious one, is the Nike swoosh. The Nike swoosh, you see it, you know Nike. It's a very powerful, very simple image. Chevron has the stripes. It almost looks like, you know, the almost army stripes on there, but the colors make a big difference there. That's Chevron. You understand what it is and what they provide. Those are abstract logos. And the thing about those logos is they really aren't effective until over time you've actually built something behind what that logo means. So if you're going to do a logo, and I suggest that you do, here's a couple things that you might want to consider. Number one, sketch it out first. Doodle. See what actually works for you. Check out those in your competitive space. What kind of logos are they using? And I'm not saying do logos like those. In fact, avoid that, but get a sense for how they're communicating their company through their logos. Then additionally, from the standpoint of what you're doing, you can go online, and there are a lot of different places that would allow you to create free logos. And if you want to do that, that's fine. I will warn you that you're then going to get constantly bombarded with emails saying, now, what else can we do for you? How would you like this on your coffee mugs or stationery and so on? And if that's what you're looking for, great, but there are plenty of places that you can experiment and take a look at. Don't use clip art. Don't use clip art for your logo. It's the easiest thing to do because it's like, we're a painting company. Let's go look at paintbrushes and decide to use one as a logo. No, you can do better than that, okay? But let's say that you've now taken the time and you've established what your logo is gonna be. Next step, important step, trademark it. Once you know what you want, go out there and make certain that it's been trademarked. Because if you're going to build value into that logo and people are going to recognize your company from what's there, you have to now protect it.
Thanks, Andrew. For more ways on helping grow your business, check out Tacoma's Community and Economic Development Program at tacomameansbusiness.com. When Business Matters returns, we're focusing on a bright spot of food and fun at a Center Street Deli in the spotlight. Today in the spotlight is mouth-watering deli food and tasty treats in Tacoma's Oakland-Madrona area.
I'm Tasia.
And I'm Mac.
And we're at the Melon Deli.
Planted on Center Street, just past Union, is the Melon Street Deli and Yogurt Shop. Owners Tasia and Mac have offered unique desserts and robust meals here for more than 4 years.
The Melon Deli is a sandwich and frozen yogurt establishment. We do traditional desserts and sandwiches with a twist. We have our Bahama Mama. That's where we hollow out a pineapple, fill it with fresh fruit, frozen yogurt, more fruit on top, and something crunchy like Fruity Pebbles or toffee. We have our stuffed strawberry. That's where we hollow out our strawberry, stuff it with cheesecake, throw it onto a cloud of whipped cream with caramel and chocolate drizzle. That one's pretty amazing.
The shop is quite popular in the neighborhood, attracting repeat customers with its focus on presenting a variety of delicious ingredients.
Everything is made with care and love. We season everything, and we offer a lot of different varieties and unique combinations as far as our foods. So you can get slider style sandwiches, you can get a slider sandwich with a salad, you can get a salad and a frozen yogurt, you can get a cup of soup with a frozen yogurt. Any combination you can think of, you can come in here and order.
Tasia wanted a business with heart. She defines that as being friendly and knowing her customers on a first-name basis. She feels this makes the Melon Seed a community gathering place.
Every customer that walks through the door is greeted with a hello and how are you doing today. We do our best to not only ourselves learn our customers' names and personal orders, but we teach that to our staff and pass that along to our staff, that customer service is one of the key components of our business.
Yes. Our motto is, food is a blessing, so we believe it should be prepared and served like so.
Mac and Tasia are excited about their plans for growth.
We wanted to plant a seed for our family. We have a very large family, and the seed being our business that we plant, and it continues to grow. We have plans to eventually become a franchise or open multiple locations, and so with that, that's our seeds that will be growing that we can pass down to our family.
The Melon Seed Deli and Yogurt staff is well established and includes family connections.
Some are family members and they're a part of the business and growing with the business. Other employees that come from outside are people who come in and turn in an application or contact us to find out if we're hiring, and everyone who we bring in here we treat as family.
The shop is still a small business. Tasia and Matt cross-train their employees to handle a variety of tasks.
You know, you have to work hard, you have to treat our customers with the great customer service, you have to put love into every sandwich, you have to make every frozen yogurt perfect and do the dishes. Every employee has to do what we've done to make our business grow.
The Oakland Madrona area is a hodgepodge of residential homes and apartments, complemented by restaurants, flower shops, neighborhood grocery stores, and other services. Tasia says operating the Melon Seed is a way to be part of the community.
I grew up in this neighborhood, and I grew up in Tacoma throughout my whole life, and I love Tacoma. This is home, so this is the only logical place to open the first business, of course, is Tacoma.
So we chose this area as well as a small building, the seating, so that people can sit down and enjoy food and maybe sit their phones to the side.
Mac is focused on expanding Melon Seed to other parts of Tacoma and beyond.
Our expectations are to be everywhere, all over the Northwest, all up and down the coast, eventually have melon seeds all over the world.
As for now, Tasia and Mac are confident that Tacoma is the right place for Melon Seed Deli and Yogurt success.
There's a lot of love in each community in Tacoma, so it was definitely the perfect place to plant the seed.
Like he said, this is a wonderful city, it's a growing city, and it's just the best place to start a business and start to expand.
That's it for Business Matters. Join me next time for more insight into the Tacoma business scene. See you then.